What up? Welcome back. I am B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell.
and this is
Final Thoughts.
Today's topic, cancel culture. Let's check it
Stop
out.
this. And if other people want to do that also and we bond together, like the power's in our hands, and I feel like for me, I'm doing my part by not choosing not to like mess with that person anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you a question though. Do you feel like you should be the one making the decision, or do you feel like YouTube or Spotify should make the decision for you and take down people who they feel like offended a certain segment of the population?
I think it's two separate things. Like I think I should have the power to make that decision. Of course, that's a very personal thing for me. But
So their music should continue to be sold and available.
I personally don't think so.
Just don't listen to it. Don't buy it. You yourself,
Yeah.
absolutely, every individual has the right to say, hey, I don't like this. And you can even tweet about it and say no. But then to start a boycott, that's why I don't do boycotts.
People have different morals.
Like, I personally have the right, I withhold the right, I think all of us do, to not go and support these people we don't believe in. I would never tell you, wait, I'm gonna go see XYZ movie and you have to too. If you say no, you have that right. What cancel culture does is saying, I'm not gonna see this person because I don't like this person and nobody else should either. And that's why I hate it.
Cancel culture. Seems like the events of Pepe Le Pew situation kind of warranted a video, right?
It's crazy because it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon character. But here we are. So, first question, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the cancellation of Pepe Le Pew?
So, full disclosure, I feel like any business or company, they have the right, they have the privilege to control whatever product they have. So,
Yeah.
if any business wants to pull any material they're selling or a character, that's within their right. But they feel like it no longer represents who they are.
Yeah,
Right.
I get that.
So I'm for that. What I don't like about the Pepe Le Pew situation is that it feels like they pulled him out of fear of backlash from people. It doesn't feel like
Yeah, I
it's
agree
something
with
that
that.
they did naturally because they actually feel like this warrants a change. But it feels like they were afraid of people seeing Pepe Le Pew up to his old shenanigans on screen
yeah.
for the Space Jam movie,
Yeah.
and they knew that they were going to catch hell, so they pulled him. They didn't change his character; they pulled him entirely from the movie.
Right. And I think that's a bit wild, in my opinion, because I feel like this could have been a teachable moment, where they edit the character. They could, like you said in previous conversations, they could have made him learn to not do what he was doing, and like I said, make it a teachable moment, or they could have just like made it to where he presented a rose. He was spitting some poetry at a love interest,
Make it less creepy.
Yeah, make you less creepy. He's just trying to holler type of thing,
Yeah.
and not touch or cross those kind of like boundaries or anything like that.
Right.
They could have done something like that, but they decided to take away the entire character, and he's not really that important of a character in the realm of like Looney
Yes.
Tunes.
Yes.
So he could have had a very, very small role
He didn't have that
in the new Space Jam. So
Yeah. And I think that's part of the issue. That they could have. There were different ways that they could have gone about
absolutely.
this, and I feel like they chose the most heavy-handed way. Let's just
Let's
exit
just
from the
take him
movie
out
together.
of completely.
Right, and it could have been. You could limit his screen time. You could have him, like you said, learn a lesson.
Yeah.
And that way, the kids watching the movie, they also learn a lesson. I feel like that would have been so much better, so much more important to have him go about his creep, misogynistic ways, and then learn by the end of the movie to not do that.
Yeah.
Like
That would have been a good moment, especially in today's climate,
Yeah.
for kids to see something like that.
Right.
Because they're impressionable.
Right,
So
right.
that would have been kind of good. But to like strip it away doesn't make the concept of what he was doing go away either.
Exactly.
You know, so
Exactly.
making it a teachable moment probably would have been the best thing,
Definitely.
in my opinion. You know,
Definitely.
editing the character in such a way
Yeah, yeah.
to teach people.
Making it a teachable moment is definitely the best way to go. But there are definitely other ways they could have went about it. They could have just had him not be a creep.
He could have
And
just been
the-
playing basketball.
Right, because
It's
it's
just
Space Jam.
dribble the
You
ball.
know? He could have just been
Shoot your shot. That's what he been doing. He was shooting his shot.
That
Yeah.
boy
That
always
is-
shoot his shot. Every time. Miss,
Man.
don't worry about it.
Man,
We got another
no
ball.
such thing as
We got another ball.
no such thing as an air ball with him. This is all he just. Hey, I'm gonna just keep on shooting, fam.
Peppy
It can hit the
shoots.
door in the background. It can hit the other door in the
That one
other
don't count.
background. Like, he's still going.
I do admire his tenacity. Definitely. Definitely. That's the mind frame you want to have. Is a go get 'em,
Yeah, go
never
get 'em.
quit attitude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they could have had him have a teachable moment, have him not be a creep, because we've seen Pepe Le Pew be romantic without
Yeah.
being a creep before. We've seen him offer flowers and have, these dates with hearts and everything everywhere, and we've seen him do these things. We know he's capable of that.
Yeah.
They could have just amplified that part of Pepe Le Pew. And the fact that they canceled him, took him out of the entire movie altogether, kind of lets me know that they were afraid of
Yeah.
being canceled.
Yeah.
So they just axed
I
him
want the backlash.
entirely. And that's the issue. That's one of the issues I have.
So, like, do you think that cancel culture is out of control? It's one of the questions they asked in the video.
right.
So, how do you feel about that question?
I think that it kind of is, yeah. I think it is. I
Well,
mean,
what a surprise! We're doing a video on cancel culture.
well,
Yeah.
who knew? I think, certain things. I think that we both agree that there's space for cancel culture, right? There's a room for
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
it. It should be here, because some things do warrant cancellation.
For sure.
I think the problem we have is its application. I think that's what the issue most people have with cancel culture, is that it seems like we want to cancel the stupidest or the most innocuous things that aren't going to change anything, right?
Yes, that's really a big issue for me. Wanting to change things that's just like, like, why are you targeting this? What's the value? They have more important fights to fight
Right.
than to spend time doing this.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I really don't understand that. And like in the video, you'll see clearly that there are two sides. One is diametrically opposed to the other. And I'm more like in the gray area, kind of sort of like you said. There's a place for cancel culture, but I do realize that it is getting out of control. Like, and I don't think it's gonna stop, because, okay, let's check this out. All right, so we've canceled Pepe Le Pew. So are we gonna cancel Monique from the Parkers? Are we gonna cancel Jamie and Fancy?
Jamie
No.
was wild.
Are we gonna cancel Urkel and Laura? Urkel, of course,
Urkel was wild. Even though he was a nerd, he was.
really didn't take the idea of Noel and just kept,
Right.
kept going at it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are we gonna just continuously go down this pattern and cancel everything from the past, and because we weren't woke to
Right.
cancel it back then, so we're woke now to cancel it, so we're just gonna cancel it now. I don't get that.
It's crazy. Like, the idea of going back to cancel things is
Yeah.
ridiculous to me. Like, we're going 20 years into the past to cancel Will
To react
Smith's
with
character
fresh
from
outrage.
Fresh Prince, because he was kind of, a womanizer a bit. Like, are we really doing that?
Yeah.
Like, and these are shows that we all watched and laughed and got along with at the time.
Because it was
right?
comedy.
because it
We
was
laughed.
comedy, right?
You know what Looney Tunes is? It's comedy. It's
Yes.
supposed to make you laugh. It's
It is,
entertainment.
It is the most hyperbolic comedy that you could ever think
Yeah,
of. So
it's
every
always
character is going to
exaggerated
be,
and stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
extremely exaggerated,
Yeah.
and it kind of gets to the issue of I think comedy and cancel culture,
Yeah,
which I
oh
think are the two
God.
things that kind of clash the most. Comedy
Yeah.
and cancel. Me personally, I don't think that. I think comedy, as far as stand-up and comedians, like they should exist. They should have a free pass to me, in my opinion. Only because
I agree.
the
I agree.
art of comedy, it oftentimes it warrants stepping really close to that line of offense, and sometimes over that line.
Yeah.
And you find yourself, you can find yourself laughing at something that even offends you, right? But it's
I love it,
still
though.
funny,
Yeah.
right? But
yeah.
you can't stop yourself from laughing at it.
You'll be like, oh, that was
We're like,
But
oh, you gotta
and you
do
still
that.
find yourself laughing at it, like
Right,
you said.
right. And I think comedians, especially, they need to have their space to work
Absolutely.
in order to.
And do your work. Yeah.
Right.
Instead of walking on eggshells the whole show.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
how funny is that show gonna be if
Right.
they're just trying to monitor every word they say because they don't want this person to be offended. Now this person is offended because this person is offended,
Right.
and now we just need to cancel the whole person.
Exactly. And this happens to many comedians. It happens to great comedians. It happens to Dave Chappelle and
Yeah.
comedians trying to work their way off of
Right.
the ground. So
Right.
just to me personally, I think you're a comedian. If you're doing stand up and you're trying to make it, I feel like you should have the space to do your work. And
You
I feel
should.
like we should give them a large, opening, a large area to breathe in order for them to make us laugh, because that's what they're trying to do. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
whether it's offensive to you or not, they're just trying to make you laugh. They're just trying to offer some light into your
Yeah.
day.
And all the shows that I named have comedy in it. If they're not purely comedy,
Right.
they have comedy
Elements
in
of
it.
comedy.
Like, 'cause like Family Matters isn't just purely comedy. It has
No.
drama in it too.
course.
But they have comedy aspects to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the part that we like. We like all of the mixtures of it. We like the comedy part, and
Right.
I just don't, like you said, they should have their own breathing space just to exist and
Yeah.
provide laughter, even if it hurts a little bit or whatever.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. Because it's not always going to be perfect, especially when
No.
we're talking about comedy.
Come on, man.
They're going to slip. They're going to make. They're going to
Mistakes,
make
yeah,
jokes
yeah.
that aren't. They're going to be more offensive than they are funny, and they need to, of course, adjust. Right.
Yeah.
But if we don't give them the space to adjust, then they can't do anything at all. But that's just strictly speaking on comedy anyway. Like if we're talking about cancel culture outside of comedy, and we're talking about specific situations of people,
Yeah.
you know,
So, like, what situation would you say that's outside of comedy that was worthy of cancellation?
worthy of cancellation. I mean, I think the obvious ones like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, are pretty.
And Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, those
and all
are
that, yeah.
worthy of cancellation, most
Donald Trump.
definitely, right? We could. if only we could. He's is immune to
Yeah, he
cancellation
is.
for whatever reason.
He holds the magic R.
So,
He's
there
a
you go. But I think trying to find a balance with those things is probably the most difficult thing. Is finding out what is worthy of cancellation
Yeah.
and what isn't, or what's worthy of a discussion about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's one of the most recent people who faced cancellation was a woman from the show The Mandalorian, and she was she got canceled. I think Gina Carano, I think her name was, and she got canceled for making comparisons of Nazis to people of today, I think maybe people of specific political affiliations or whatnot, which, hey, and she also doesn't believe in systematic racism and things. And for me, that thing, like when you have a person who is not quite a superstar, but they are in a position of power,
Yeah.
they are on television, and they make stupid comments, right? For me, it's okay. I think you should be able to make whatever
Human,
dumb
yeah.
comment that you have.
You're gonna be
you know.
perfect all
Right.
the time. You're not gonna
Nobody-
be woke all
No.
of the time. I mean, come on.
I think that Gina Carano has some really dumb ideas,
Yeah.
and her ideas about systematic racism not being real is really stupid. I think that her comparison of her political party to the oppression of Jews in Nazi Germany is really stupid and somewhat insensitive. But at the same time, she's free to have dumb ideas. I don't think that warrants cancellation. You know. But again, this may be just me feeling this way because I'm not Jewish, so I'm not really that offended about it. Maybe
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean, people hold dumb ideas on a regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the midst of a pandemic, and people believe that 5G towers gave people coronavirus. I think that's
I remember that.
another Easter egg for a future video. But that's a dumb idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Even dangerous too.
very much.
Even dangerous.
I don't think that people should be able to. Well, I would say this. I think that people should be able to make a mistake. As long as it's not something that's just like outlandish. Like, when you go into the areas of like rape, sexual assault, things like that is
Violence.
clearly,
Violence,
yeah, we need to cancel this person. This person does not deserve our support.
Right.
But once somebody said something that was just like dumb.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you believe in Bigfoot, okay?
All right. Right.
Sure, okay. Pigs fly sometime, I guess they fly. Why not? I don't know.
Why not, you think, is the way back from cancel culture? What do you think is a way to help us out?
Remedy
out of
it?
here? Yeah.
I think that information and having logical conversations about things will help out. I don't really see us getting back because it seems like the culture is moving to a certain, moving in a certain angle, direction.
Yeah.
But having conversations about, okay, so you want this person to be canceled, right? Why? Do you want this person to be canceled because everyone says that person should be canceled? Are you just going, are you a bandwagon? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know the particulars. You just see the outrage, and now you're outraged, and now you want to just cancel the person. Or do you really deeply feel like this person made such a horrible, heinous act, or said something that was really extremely outrageous to the point where you would not support that person, you would tell other people to not support that person.
Right.
Is it that? Right. And you have to understand that because you feel a certain way, it doesn't make you correct.
Definitely.
It doesn't make you right. And it doesn't make you valid in a sense where you have to dictate or tell other people who they should believe in or support. Now, your feelings are always valid for you.
For you.
Yeah, your feelings are always valid. But that doesn't mean that you get to tell other people what to do and how to guide their interests. It doesn't.
Exactly. A lot of that comes from not having information or just not knowing a lot of times. Because
being ignorant to the whatever the topic is or the person,
right.
like not knowing the particulars. Like I said, just seeing outrage and feeling the outrage because they're outraged.
Right.
That doesn't work.
One of the issues was Dr. Seuss. And a lot of people were feeling like Dr. Seuss was canceled, and so it became a whole diatribe about oh, we're canceling Dr. Seuss and what's going on with America, and a lot of people don't realize that it's actually Dr. Seuss that decided to take their books and stop printing them. Not all of them, but 6 books that had racially charged images in them.
Yeah.
The people and Dr. Seuss decided, this might not be good anymore for the climate that we're in.
Right.
So we're going to stop printing these specific 6 books. That's all. You can still purchase your Dr. Seuss, they're still available. But the company itself decided to change because they felt like this isn't who we are anymore. And that's fine. Nobody really canceled Dr. Seuss, even though that's kind of been something that's been pushed a lot. But there's a difference between that, a company deciding to change themselves, and a group of people being up in arms about something, or being overly sensitive about something, and deciding to cancel something else. Right?
Yep.
So I think my final thoughts are cancel culture at its core is supposed to be good. It's supposed to be a way to empower people. But its overuse has kind of become a detriment to the people that it's supposed to serve. We need kind of a structure around it to make it make sense. We definitely need a way back from cancel culture. Most certainly. Because I'm all about compassion, and I feel like your worst mistake shouldn't define you for the rest of your life. So if you made a mistake
Facts.
and you get canceled, there should be a time frame or something that we go about to bring you back into the fold, right? Where you show and prove that you are a better person that you were. Because as of right now, what we're doing, it isn't working. It's not good. And we need to make it better. We need to make this culture, this cancel culture, more effective. Because if you were to be canceled tomorrow, what would be your way back?
That's a relevant question. And my final thoughts would be to let's stop going back in time and reacting with fresh outrage. I don't really think it's conducive to the movement, you know, because we're not here saying that we don't need cancel culture at all. We're saying that it is relevant. It has a space in culture, our culture. It's just it's just a little bit. It just goes too far sometimes.
It needs refinement.
Yeah, it definitely. So yeah, that's my only takeaway from it. Just there's no need to go back 20 years and feel guilty about liking a film that you've seen. Really, let's talk about and understand and learn the things that's going on right now that's relative to our culture, and decide whether or not this is something that needs to be in our culture.
Easy. Well, I think that pretty much covers it, right?
Yeah.
And you can follow me at BWriter on Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram under chaos_new. It's chaos with a K.
All right. And this has been
Final thoughts.